This group has entertained the world globally on a massive scale and have garnered so many millions of views for each of their videos, and they're coming out with the 20th anniversary album. Now, in homage to the late member of the band, and today's guests, by the way, are Il Divo, to Carlos Marin, whom passed away some time ago, he was replaced by a band member called Steve Labrie, who's done a phenomenal job stepping into the shoes of Carlos. Will never replace Carlos, doesn't want to replace Carlos, but has made his mark already. And isn't it a wonderful homage in memory of Carlos and in homage to the new member, whom shoes were huge to fill, and he knew that, but went into it beautifully, mentally and physically, not to walk in Carlos's shoes, but to make a lasting impression, which he has done with fans. Everyone says, oh, he'll never replace Carlos. No, we know that, but you've got to give credit where credit's due. The continuing success of Il Divo was dependent on the right person, and I feel Stephen Labrie was the right person to take position within the group. There was always 4 members, it's what we're used to, and I absolutely applaud him. I think he's done a phenomenal job. And the group, in turn, are presenting him officially on their 20th anniversary album. And from that album, Crazy is coming. Do you remember the song Crazy? Mm-hmm. You make me crazy. Now, I can't sing, but they do their own interpretation of this song. And what I do as a bio channel is give you a bit about the song, whom originally wrote it, and then I'll give you the meaning. We'll go into the song, and I'll just give you a very brief breakdown of the lyrics. Also, just to let you know, Il Divo fans, in the description, you will have all their information on how to get the new album, which is coming out in February of 2024. We're approaching Christmas of 23. And I think it's a phenomenal album already, judging by what they have dropped on YouTube. And I selected this. Now with my research, I've learned it's the first single of the album. So good for me, good for you, good for us to listen to. This single was originated by Gnarls Barkley, everybody, which were, and still are, an American duo. They composed of singer-songwriter CeeLo Green, who is an American singer, rapper, and record producer in his own right. Now, he's known for infused delivery of hip-hop, R&B, displayed in his signature song, which we're about to hear the cover of by Il Divo, called Crazy, and his solo single, and I can't say it for expletive reasons, F You. I'm sure you can add to that. And Gnarls Barkley, I don't know who Gnarls is, I don't know who Barkley, it seems to be a meme of some sort. It also consisted of Danger Mouse, who is an American musician and record producer, and he was famous for the Grey album, which combined vocal performances from Jay-Z's The Black Album with instrumentals from the Beatles. So there you go, that's the duo who originated this song, which peaked at number 2 on the US Hot 100 way back in 2006 and topped the UK singles charts. Now, this single was nominated at the 2007 Grammy Awards for Record of the Year and was platinum certified for shipping over 1 million copies. Now, Saint Elsewhere also received a nomination for Album of the Year that it came from. The Odd Couple, their second studio album as well, was scheduled for release in 2018, but due to leak of the album on the internet, they decided to release it early. And the album in its entirety received similarly positive reviews. So that is CeeLo Green and that is Danger Mouse, the duo known as Gnarls Barkley, who have wrote this song originally. Wait till you hear this version of it. It's going to blow your mind. What is the song about? I always do this. Crazy by Gnarls Barkley is a song about embracing one's own exit. He said, I think I'll have a little bit of water first. Now, start again. It's about embracing one's own eccentricities and individualism. The narrator in the song is reflecting on a time when he felt out of touch and wonders what makes him crazy. The chorus also questions if his behavior is considered crazy and ultimately concludes that he, and potentially the listener, is just like him. The song encourages self-reflection as the narrator looks inward in hopes of understanding his actions and ultimately embracing his own crazy. The chorus also implies that in order to be truly accepting of oneself, they must also be accepting of crazy in others. That's what the song's about. Let's Il Divo have the last word, announcing the 20th anniversary album in 2024 in February. It commemorates, they say, our 20-year journey. It's our 10th studio album release and marks the full-length debut album of our newest member, Stephen LaRue. We're excited to share for the first time in Il Divo history, we're releasing XX on vinyl, everybody. Get excited. The link will be in the description. And our first single, all together now, is called Crazy.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? That you are having the time of your life, but think twice. That's my only advice. Come on now, who do you think you are? Your soul. You really think you're in control? I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. Remember is thinking I wanna be like them. Ever since I was little, it looked like fun. And it's no coincidence I've come. And I can die when I'm done. But maybe crazy. Maybe you're crazy. Maybe we're crazy. Possibly. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you're crazy. Maybe you're crazy. Maybe we're crazy. Maybe you're crazy. Probably.
That's going to be on the repeat button all day. That is phenomenal, guys. Absolutely phenomenal. It smashes the original out of the water. It just does. It's your deliverance, guys, of everything you touch has the Midas touch, and it turns to gold, liquid gold. Even with Stephen LeBrie in Il Divo, it only adds to the enjoyment you get mentally knowing this group will continue to perform and perform to millions of people, both in the studio, through vinyl, through social media, plus their performances live. And that can only be a good thing, everybody. And I know Carlos is looking down, smiling, thinking, the boys are still together. That can only be a good thing for all of you fans, and myself included. But I'm a fan of many, many artists on my channel. Please check it out. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Hopefully this particular... I was very angry with YouTube because the last response I had was in the last Il Divo reaction I did was obviously over Carlos's death, because I'd met the boys personally backstage, because my partner was a radio DJ for Principales Cuatro Años, which is 40 in English, Principales underneath, a franchise of radio stations, head office in Madrid, and they were performing in Madrid, and I got to meet them. No, it was Bilbao, and I got, where my partner's from, and I got to meet them backstage as a huge surprise to me. And I just remember the warmth of Carlos, and he said to me in Spanish, how are you finding Bilbao? And I said, precioso, which means beautiful. I said, incredible, which means incredible. And I had broken Spanish, and he said, your English is incredible. And I said, thank you. I'll mention that to my partner after this meeting. It was an honor to have met them. All of them have matured, I've matured, and not so many wrinkles, but I've matured and the memories stay with me. So thank you, Carlos and the boys. Let's get to the lyrics, short and sweet, everybody. You'll all be glad to hear. Yes, great memories indeed. Now, oh, it's in the actual. Here they are. Okay, lyrics says, I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. It's very true. It's poetry in motion, isn't it, everybody? We've all been in a place through death, through a breakup of a relationship, through the loss of a job, a loss of a home situation. Whatever it is, we've been in a place of mental sadness, where we're lost in our own thoughts, and the only person that can make sense of everything that's going on around us is ourselves, believe it or not. We try and make sense of it, but what we need to do is concentrate when we're in that situation on ourselves. One of the great things is sitting down, because how many times have you in your lives, here's the question I say to my friends, sat just for 3 minutes with your eyes closed? Try it sometime. Put on a track like Crazy by Il Divo. I'll keep plugging it, everybody. And just close your eyes and listen to 3 minutes of a song that's personal to you. whilst breathing in and exhaling. Breathing in and exhaling. I bet you haven't done that ever. And in some cases, I've heard of it but never tried it, or I haven't done that in years. Wherever it is, try it sometime. To go into your space, to bring calmness to yourself. That's my thought on the whole subject. And it continues, and when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out to touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. So really, that's about the truth. He knew, you know, when you're in that situation, when it says, it's not that I didn't care, it's not that I didn't reach out, I just knew the truth. I'm going crazy because I just know there's an end to this. Or if you're in a situation, it's going to get worse before it gets better, or before I can heal. So therefore it goes on, does that make me crazy? You know, thinking about the inevitable, thinking about dark thoughts. No, it doesn't. Your thoughts will never turn you crazy. People with their thoughts, their ideology, their solution to a problem will drive you crazy because you'll get too many advices. I always say, take your own advice, trust your gut instinct. Go back to the roots of what makes up a human being, which is your soul, and ignite it and wish for enlightenment in your head, and it'll come. And it says, and I hope that you're having the time of your life, but think twice. That's my only advice. Come on now. Who do you, what do you, who do you think you are? Aha, bless your soul. You really think you're in control. So it's almost having a self-mockery of a situation. Whether it be love, whatever it is, whatever caused the element of you to be sad, it's almost a self-mockery of one's inner self. To laugh at oneself and go, look how crazy I'm becoming over this person, this situation, this breakup, whatever it is. Oh, I'm better than this. But it's until you get to that point where you realize I'm better than going crazy over this, you laugh at yourself, which isn't such a bad thing. But it's not you going crazy. It's just, I would say, you haven't got to that crazy point, because actually when you go crazy, that's when your anger and emotions comes out about how foolish you've been and how much time you've wasted. So it goes to, my heroes had the heart to lose their lives out on the limb, and all I remember is thinking I want to be like them. So there's self-reflection here about others who've been in a similar situation, about how they got through it, and how you looked up to them and thought, wow, if I ever get in that situation, I'm going to learn by that. But trust me, when you're in a situation, your heroes, those people, it fades into insignificance, because you're in a situation which is a real situation affecting you, and anything outside that is just fantasy. So that can drive you crazy, striking the balance. Ever since I was little, it looked like fun, and it's no coincidence I've come and I can die when I'm done. In other words, I'll try, I'll give it a go, I'll give life a go, I'll do all the crazy things, all the crazy shit that hits the fan, I'll take it on the chin, I'll just do whatever it takes, with love, with life. I live boldly and go for it. A lot of people don't do that. They live quiet, solitary, peaceful lives. That suits some personalities. A lot of people live in regret because they had a rebellious side that was never explored. So it doesn't come as a coincidence that you, at some point in a situation that's driving you crazy, you either have regrets, remorse, or you bury what you're feeling and you move on again, and you just keep moving on with whatever life throws at you. And in the end it says, maybe I'm crazy, probably. Well, you're probably not crazy, because if you don't experience craziness in your life, it's an emotion that hardens you for future episodes not to repeat itself. It's called karma. Karma will come around to bring you the light, but also protect you. You need to experience to get over something. But possibly that could drive you crazy as well, thinking, what's he talking about here? Well, what I'm talking about is saying goodbye, and thank you for listening. Il Divo, Crazy, from your album, first track, out in February 2024. Check the links. This is what you need to treat yourself for the new year. Take care.